everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline G. Mariano and I am an information officer in the local government unit of the city of Coronadal. I am also currently a student pursuing a Master of Arts in Communication at the University of Mindanao. Well, as an information officer at age 42, I believe that continuous learning is absolutely essential, especially with how quickly technology is changing everything around us. For my future plan, I'm really passionate about introducing more local initiative here in the city of Coronadal that will directly benefit our community. I want to leverage the power of information and communication to make a real difference in people's lives. One of the things I'm appreciating most about my master's program is the chance to dive into the research. I have found this article that I just had to share with you all. It's called Linguistic Cityscape of the Billboard Advertisement in Mandaue City by Perez, Dalman, and Maxilom. Medyo complicated yung title, But trust me, it's super interesting. I think you'll find it fascinating. Researchers wanted to understand the linguistic landscape, basically kung paano ginagamit ang iba't ibang wika sa mga billboards at ang impact nito. According to the article, Mandaue City is known as the industrial heartland of the island. So you can imagine lots of businesses, lots of billboards, talagang nakakalula on how language and advertising intersects in a specific urban setting. The study had a few key questions they wanted to answer. Una, what linguistic compositions are commonly displayed? Pangalawa, what linguistic landscape are embedded in the billboard advertisement? At pangatlo, what linguistic techniques are employed? According to the study, they were trying to fill a research gap. Basically, the objectives of the study are to determine and analyze the linguistic composition, advertising appeals, linguistic cityscapes, and effectiveness of this billboard commonly displays in the billboard advertisement, and the impact of billboard advertisement along the different areas in Mandaue City. Ang haba but it boils down to understanding the language on those billboards. Now let's talk about how they did the research. The researchers used a mixed method approach, meaning they combined quantitative and qualitative techniques. They analyzed 30 billboards advertisements in Mandaue City. According to the article, they focused on billboards along highways and flyovers in Magikay, Subangdaco, Umapad, Banilad, Tipolo, and Huzo. So they collected data through the photographs taken on November 27. For the quantitative part, they used frequency counts and percentage to measure the language used. The statistical tools employed were primarily frequency counts and percentage. Sabi pa nga nila, smartphones were utilized as tool to take photos of the billboard's advertisement. So very modern. DIAG 2028 categories were adapted and modified by the researchers. They also had an inter-reader to verify the results and ensure reliability. So what did they find? Well, the result shows that English was the dominant language in billboard ads. And according to Table 1, in the article, 66.6% of the billboards use only English. That's a big number. However, they also found a significant amount of bilingual ads, especially English and Filipino. Interestingly, emotional appeal were the most common type of advertising appeal. Sabi sa article, emotional appeal is prevalent in billboard advertisement because emotions greatly affect the consumer's purchase decision. Ibig sabihin, mas gusto ng mga advertisers na mag-connect sa emotions ng mga consumers, kaya pala ang daming hugot lines. Another key findings was that non-official signs, meaning those from private companies, were much more common than official government signs. And according to the article, non-official signs made up 96.66% of the billboards. That makes sense kasi nga, Mandaue is an industrial hub. The study suggests that consumers have the purchasing power based on emotions. However, they use logic to justify their decision, so we buy with our hearts but we justify it with our brains. Now, for my critical analysis, in my own opinion, the research made a good choice in using frequency counts and percentage. These tools are simple but effective in describing the data. They wanted to see how often things appeared, and that's exactly what those tools do. However, if I were the researcher, I may have considered a more in-depth quantitative analysis. Siguro I would have explored the specific types of emotional appeals used and how they relate to the Filipino culture. With that, malalaman natin kung bakit mas effective ang mga appeals na ito. According to the article, they used law and box framework for advertisements appeal. But I think exploring local culture nuances could have added more depth. What makes us Filipino kilig, yung nakakaukaw ng kilig factor natin, kumbaga. Alam niyo na kung ano yun. Additionally, a chi-squared test could have been used to determine if there was a statistically significant relationship between the type of language used and the type of advertising appeal. That would have given a clearer picture of whether using English or Tagalog actually impacts the type of appeal used. So, in conclusion, this research gives us a valuable look at the linguistic landscape of Mandaue. It shows us how language and advertising are used to reach consumers in a multilingual environment. The finding highlights the dominance of English, the importance of emotional appeal, and the prevalence of non-official signs. It's a great reminder of how important communication in our daily lives. And that's all. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below. And don't forget to subscribe.